Hello there, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome to the Tower Nook with Jay. How y'all doing? Here I am doing your weekly reading. By the way, before I start, to all them mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. May it be fruitful, full of nothing but love, appreciation, and the attention that you deserve, you know? Every day should be Mother's Day, right? Why just make one day? But this one specific day, happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. Love you all. Sunday the 10th. All right. This is going to be for Sunday the 10th to the 17th. All right. Overall, the energy is massively vibrant. Massively vibrant. I feel as if last week was it was almost kind of like, like magnetic in ways. Like from what I'm seeing like, like a giant magnet wall and then everything like flying to the wall that's magnetic, some like dirt, some I don't know, like I really whatever is attracted to a magnet wall. And it's the kind of situation we're seeing everything right in front of us in regards to exactly what needs to at what needs to stay. And that was a feeling of empowerment. That was a feeling of empowerment. That was ultimately seeing the things that belong and the things that don't. I mean, I look around this apartment and I, threw out a couple stuff that I needed that I did not need, and it was just one of those weeks where ultimately we got our shit together because we know exactly what we have present in our lives right now. There's no what is that saying? There's no room for there's in our words, there's just no room for bullshit. And I feel as if we're actually taking it seriously. We're taking ourselves seriously. We're taking this journey seriously. And that's what is ultimately going into this week. This week, it's all about the laws of attraction. The things that you have put forward are you're reaping the rewards, from all of that hard work done. Like this week is going to be a week of satisfaction. This week is going to be a week full of excitement. This week is going to be a week full of new beginnings. This week is going to be a week full of nothing but glitter, full of nothing but gold. Like it's like when you ultimately, I hear the word prioritize, when you prioritize your mental health and when you prioritize your world around you, that's when you start to really see the beauty that is in our lives. And I just feel as if right now, like I'm hearing get excited intuitively. I feel as if we're going to be very strong, very, very powerful this week. Our intuitions are going to be in full power mode, which is why overall the one crystal that I was called to is clear quartz. Okay. And clear quartz is a very, very common crystal. You can find clear quartz anywhere, it is a crystal that ultimately is for your crown chakra. So if you're ultimately downloading any kind of intuitive intuition, oh my God. I had one beer and a steak, and all of a sudden, it's like it's the kind of situation. It's in this crystal where your intuition is going to be even more vibrant. All right. So Spirit is saying on this road this week, now that we are seeing everything that belongs, the things that belong, the things that don't belong, this is when this is going to come into, play. This is when it's going to come into play. I'm hearing, I can see clearly now, the rain has gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. All right, with this, clear quartz, you could get that at Marshall's. I'm sure you could get that at Dollar Tree. I mean, Target or Walmart, wherever you like to go. It's the kind of situation. Clear quartz is very common. All right, and it's cheap. And it's cheap. Also, something else about clear quartz. If you are working with, let's say, citrine, right? Citrine is a crystal that's all about abundance, like abundance, giving birth to these new opportunities of abundance. You add it with some clear quartz and it's a master amplifier, which means this times one is times 10. Okay. So even if you wanna, if you're like clear quartz, but I feel as if I want to work with something else, that's your intuition saying use this as that master amplifier because if we're talking power, clear quartz packs a lot of power. Okay. So let's go ahead. Let's see exactly what is coming forward in this magnetic energy. All right, Spirit, what's coming our way? What is happening? Spirit, give us the insight that we need to bulldoze and conquer another fantastic week. Spirit. Yeah, see it here. The Chariot and the Page of Pentacles. This is full speed ahead. This is movement, 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 movement happening towards things that we know will bring us prosperity. You know? Let's see what we got here, Spirit. All right. At the bottom of the deck, we got the Ace of Wands. Okay. This is very powerful energy. Very powerful energy. All right. Wands, they represent fire. All right. And Ace is a brand new beginning, a rush of new beautiful energy, right? So the Ace of Wands is a new beginning of drive, a new beginning of new ideas, a new beginning of love, a new beginning of, that vibrant intuition. Telling you, clear quartz is definitely a crystal. All right. We should be working with clear quartz anyway, every week, every day. I try to. But it's a kind of situation with the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is power. It's power. It's us really, really discovering our power. It's like that chariot. That chariot is coming in and it's coming in fast, full of nothing but the best gasoline. Okay. No, with the Nine of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups, that right there is ultimately saying this is a new beginning of prosperity. Not, no, this is not a new beginning. This is this is the prosperity we see before we hit the lottery. Okay. It's like we're right on the precipice of what's going to be fuel to bring us nothing but prosperity and happiness for the rest of our lives. It's like all of a sudden, man, there's the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Cups is the knight that takes action based upon what will emotionally fulfill him. The Knight of Cups is typically a knight holding that giant Ace of Cups, that giant cup of love. And love is such like a general term. Love, it could be self-love, romantic love, family love, friendship love, whatever the case may be. Like love is what makes this world go around. Love conquers hate. Like it's the kind of situation, this energy that we're in right now, my friends, really has to do with us like really like finding the love within ourselves, therefore radiating love and seeing so many things around us change. All right. I'm telling you, it's like this all has to do with the forward movement that you've allowed to happen, that you've allowed to happen. Sometimes, like when you open up doors, you're like, oh God, what am I walking into? That's the way it is for y'all. But I mean, overall being an Aquarius, YOLO. But it's the kind of situation like when this door that we've opened, it's like we're not, I feel as if there's no hesitation. We're just feeling excited about it. And with the 10 of Wands, with the Four of Swords in reverse, and with the Magician, this is like I'm telling you, this is what manifestation looks like. Okay. Now, the entire way towards this manifestation has been quite the road. It has been quite the road. It's like from what I'm feeling, ultimately, like the way that like the way that it was before this grand adventure that we're on right now, it's like I feel as if it's like we were hiking up a hill and the hill was never ending. It's like, oh my God, like my legs, my arms, like I still have that drive to keep on going, but it's not easy. And it's the kind of situation with the Ten of Wands and the Four of Swords with the Magician. What that tells me, my friends, is ultimately like the ten of wands is like the completion of a journey where you feel as if you're gonna collapse, like it's like all of a sudden, bam, you've reached that ending of a cycle, that completion of needing to push yourself. It's like almost kind of like, I'm hearing like medical school. It's like you go to school, and all of a sudden 10 of wands, bam, you're at that finish line getting your doctorate. You know what I mean? It's a kind of situation with the Four Swords. The Four Swords is all about, like taking it easy. Um, I feel as if spirit is ultimately saying this is when movement starts to happen. This is when movement starts to happen. This is when you can ultimately kick back, relax, knowing that that time of that time of how can I say this? That time of saying time out, it's from what I'm hearing, it's safe to continue on that road because the road that we're going to be on after this week is going to be flat surface. You know what I mean? You don't want to keep on hiking uphill. You're like, fuck it, I don't want to do it anymore. But it's a kind of situation now that you're on flat surface, you're like, okay, there we go. And with this magician, this is all about manifesting exactly, what we put our minds and our everything to. Like I feel as if now we're manifesting this happy, beautiful, prosperous, loving energy because we're no longer on that never ending hike up Mount Everest. With the Knight of Wands, right? Knight of Wands, the Six of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. What does that say? That says that ultimately we are giving birth to a kind of prosperity where we see this prosperity. And the six of swords is so powerful because the six of swords is all about movement. All right. We got the chariot, which is the major arcana card, all about movement. The six of swords is all about movement, having been through a chaotic storm and now feeling that you're in peaceful waters. Like it's a kind of situation. Like I feel as if we found a new kind of prosperity, and it's in this prosperity where it's giving us peace. And that peace is ultimately, really having us take off on uh, another card full of nothing but movement. All right. Really like taking off on a journey full of nothing but activity. It's like all of a sudden, it's like I feel as if like okay, like for example, you get your driver's license. All right, you no longer want to drive from here to the mall. You want to go on a road trip. That's the energy that I'm feeling. It's like, like we found we found peace and momentum, and we're taking that prosperity that's coming with that peace and momentum, and we're giving birth to some awesome fast moving energy. And I feel as if with the Three of Pentacles, with the Strength card and the Judgment card, that's very powerful because I feel as if like we've been able to find our strength within our community, within the people that we know, within the people that we love, within the people that we surround ourselves with. Like it's like, like the Three of Pentacles is all about cooperation. The Three of Pentacles is all about cooperation, coordination, um, working together as a team, teamwork, right? And I feel as if like it's in the energy that we surround ourselves with, my friends, where we've been able to find our strength. And it's this strength that we're using, my friends, to ultimately go through this massive awakening, this enlightenment. The Judgment card is all about having come to a moment where ultimately, like on the typical Rider Waite, it shows Archangel Michael in the back orchestrating souls to rise from the grave. It's like it's like a great awakening of ourselves, of a part of our lives where ultimately, like, like enlightenment is not easy. It's not. Enlightenment, by the way, is really tough to get to. Okay. People search their entire lives for that ultimate enlightenment. But I feel as if like this is like a part of our journey where ultimately we're seeing things differently. It's like we're seeing things from a different set of lenses. Why? Because of the beautiful connections that gave us that spark to ultimately see things from a different angle. I mean, for gosh sakes, I mean, like, overall, it's the kind of energy, my friends. This is some massive, exciting energy. Really, really. We got two knights. We got the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the knight that takes action on love and creativity, the knight that takes action on drive and power. Like it's like we're taking action. And there's a Ten of Cups, the Seven of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. Very fascinating. Very fascinating with the King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. All right. This is us knowing our worth. This is us having been around energy, which, was not the healthiest. All right. Having had backstabbing friends, abusive partners, abusive family, whatever the case may be, like, the energy that does not have our greatest good, that's there to ultimately stab us in the back when we don't know. It's like I feel as if we found our worth. And by the way, the King of Pentacles, the bottom deck, and the Queen of Pentacles showed up. That's the that's ultimate masculine, ultimate feminine forms of prosperity. So that is a double confirmation that ultimately there are some very prosperous things happening in our lives, my friends. It's a kind of situation with the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. We got the Page of Pentacles also. And the Page of Pentacles is the kid learning how to work with this kind of energy. So it's a kind of situation, my friends. I feel as if having known our worth and having given birth to a new kind of prosperity, my friends, we're starting to see the truth in what lied behind all of those people, all of that energy that did not have our greatest good at heart. It's like through the pain, we found our strength, and through that strength, we have found, but we're finding the rest of our lives. This is a massive, massive awakening. Okay. With the Page of Pentacles is like all about a new beginning of learning how to work with the prosperity that you've ultimately acquired. It's almost kind of the Page of Pentacles reminds me of Harry Potter. Like Leviosa or whatever the heck he says. He's learning how to work with those spells. The Page of Pentacles is learning how to work with the prosperity that has been handed to him. You know, Now with the Ten of Cups is that fairy tale ending. And they lived happily ever after in love or art or intuition or whatever the case may be. This is the completion of a cycle where there is so much happiness. From the Ten of Wands, where we felt as if our backs were breaking, but we finally reached the ending to that journey up that crazy hill, to reaching the Ten of Cups, which is a completion of emotional fulfillment, like that happily ever after. It's a kind of situation, my friends. No one understand that this energy, Queen of Wands, we got the Queen of Wands gives birth to light. All right, the Six of Pentacles is the universe saying, here's a seed, plant it, grow it, it's yours. There's the Lovers, there's the Queen of Swords, there's the Nine of Wands. All right, the Lovers is could be a couple things, right? The Lovers could be that ultimate, and I love this Lovers card. Like this is like probably my favorite Lovers card in any deck. It's a beautiful card. The Lovers card is the card of Gemini. The ones that are the freedom thinkers, the intellectual minds. The Lovers is all about having the choice that you make in regards to love, in regards to what that energy can do for you. It's a kind of situation with the Queen of Swords giving birth to truth and the Nine of Swords taking down offense, the Two of Cups, ultimately a partnership. Soulmate, the Two of Wands is getting ready to pack a trip. The Nine of Cups is a wish card. It just goes on and on from there. The Ten of Pentacles, right? That's a fairy tale ending full of nothing but money and love. So know what is in the energy right now. Going back to the beginning. All right. There's the magnet wall. All of the shit and all of the things that we are looking to catch, that we're looking to save, ultimately, all of it has ultimately been like flung to a magnetic wall, right? And this week is the week when ultimately we are picking away and we've gotten rid of all of the dust, all of the dirt, all of the grime. It's off, and now it's nothing but the things that we've attracted. And now Spirit is ultimately saying is your moment to be proud of yourself, because when it comes down to it, you have nobody else to thank but yourself. You have nobody else to thank but yourself. This is a complete journey in regards to self discovery, self love, and manifestation, and manifesting truly exactly, like what is meant for you. We're looking at our past as ultimately things that how could they ever happen to us? We're starting to see that the past happened for our greatest good. I don't know about y'all, but I mean, I was picked on tremendously from sixth grade to 12th grade. 6 years every day, I was violently like bashed over the head with words or whatever. And it's the kind of situation, who knew? Like seriously, how would I know that all of the things that have been said to me, all of the things that have been done to me, ultimately got me to exactly where I am today? And it's it's so exciting to look at that and just be like, wow, I'm grateful. I'm grateful because ultimately, when it comes down to it, guess who's still standing? Me. Guess who's still standing? You. And that is something to be proud of. Okay. So let's go ahead. I'm going to pull some cards from. Let's do the Wisdom of Avalon. And then after that, I'll pull some affirmations, and then that is going to be the reading. All right. Oh, look at that. You can't make this shut up. All right. Love, wealth, love, and money. They run on the same frequency. So let's see what we got here. It's like yin and yang, ultimate masculine, ultimate feminine. Let's see what we got here, Spirit. What do we need to know for our greatest good? The stag at the bottom of the deck. Pride in leadership. Exactly what I was just saying. Pride in leadership. We are the leaders. We are not the followers. We are the leaders. We are proud of ourselves. All right. Know it. Okay. The spider, creative projects, and the king. All right. Justice. Justice playing out. I feel as if like we got creative and that creativity has brought us to a massive level of leadership for ourselves. And it's in this pride and in this leadership that we've been able to find balance, that we've been able to find justice. That we've been able to find the truth behind of exactly, like why things happened, and I feel as if with all this energy, with this earth fairy, all about grounding and building solid foundations, there are messages that are coming through this week. Okay. So know that now is the week to listen to the universe. All right. The reason why clear quartz is the crystal, because this is a massive, massive master amplifier. All right. This here is it's like a magnet. Like I'm telling you, if you have clear quartz, this is the week for you to work with it. All right. How do you work with a crystal? You don't do spells on it. That's not what I'm saying. Like ultimately, like carry it with you, throw it in the air, put it in your back pocket, like, oh, like if you're mad, use it as a stress ball, like whatever. I mean, like energy. Crystals carry energy. This is an energy that everyone has access to. Okay. But anyway, messages and omens. All right. Using the grounding and using the foundation that you have. I'm also seeing physical health. Now is the time for you to ultimately get creative, take charge of your physical health, and ultimately, like allow yourself to bring in the kind of wealth you're looking to bring in. Okay. Cleaning house, releasing emotional baggage. All right. And joy. All right. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. It's like overall, it's like this is what happens when the house gets clean. This is what happens when all of the dirty shit is taken off of the magnetic wall. Like this is what happens. Like when you release the energy that does not pertain to your life anymore, like that's when, the joy comes in with wealth, joy, and cleaning house. That's very powerful because I feel as if we're feeling very wealthy. We're feeling very, very prideful. We're feeling very proud of ourselves with that stag, right? And we're bringing in the balance to go ahead and do what we need to do. And there's love. Love is by our side. Okay. Love is by our side. love, death, and the absolute truth. So it's like the energy that you're ultimately it's funny, releasing emotional baggage and cleaning house along with death. It's like, there's specific things about us this week that are ultimately going to be dying. And it's in that death that we're finding new just opportunities to breathe. Um, New opportunities to ultimately feed ourselves the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, right? It's the kind of situation like know and understand that the dog unconditional love, like this has to do with a lot of love, a lot of love, unconditional love, loyalty, sincerity. All right, being loyal to yourself, being sincere with yourself, showing yourself that unconditional love. The Grail Knight. Right. He is we got the Knight of Cups before, right? This here is the Knight of Cups in this deck. It's the Grail Knight, romance and seeking the sacred. I feel as if when it comes down to it, no one understand with that owl, that wise old owl, you know that we're understanding the importance of protecting our energy, letting go of the things that don't serve us, letting go of the fear to bring on nothing but power and strength and transformation and optimism and beauty, right? And justice. Like, this is a beautiful, beautiful energy, my friends. This is a beautiful energy. Why? Because you did it, because you're doing it. All right. I mean that's life. We learn the lessons we learn. you know. Sometimes they're easy to learn, sometimes they're tough to learn. However, we learn them and we move on and we move forward, right? And it's in that forward movement where we're bringing in the rest of our lives. So get excited because the amazing things that are ultimately coming forward this week, all right, like know that this is energy. This is energy that we really, really fought for. Okay, know it and own it. Own it and be that energy. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Affirmations for our greatest good for the week. Let's see what we have here. All right. I trust myself. I am wise and I am brave. Life doesn't have to be perfect in order for me to choose happiness. Today I choose happiness. Ain't that right? Let's see what else. I soothe away anxiety and stress by choosing to do things that help me relax. See? And nothing is impossible for the heart. Love will always find a way. So know and understand when it comes down to it, my friends, this is going to be a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful week. All right. So that is your collective reading for the week. All right. I hope you all resonate. If you do, know that I do personalized readings. All right. I do half-hour readings. I do hour readings. During these readings, I will go ahead and use multiple decks to ultimately break down whatever question you're looking to have answered. All right. Know that ultimately, I will always say, our lives ultimately change, on a secondly basis because of free will, right? The future is constantly changing. So it's a kind of situation with tarot. I'm going to say it, all right. Tarot cannot completely tell your future, but it could tell you exactly the direction you're going. And sometimes that's the message we need in these half-hour readings or hour readings, that guidance in regards to saying, okay, if I keep on going in this direction, what can happen, And then it's up to you to make those decisions, right? That's what spirituality is, a journey, right? And if you feel connected to my energy, I would be more than happy and I would love to connect and we can discover more about exactly what is in that energy. Okay. So, yeah. All right. You can reach out to me. Facebook group, The Tower Nook with Jay. All right. And I will be seeing everyone. Um, next week. All right. If there's going to be any other lives, I'll let you all know, and I'll see everyone soon. Bye.